So breaking news for you as Forest get no points back from the corrupt Premier League. Welcome to your latest Forest news. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest news, where we'll be discussing the findings of this appeal. If you're enjoying the content, or if you're angry at the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And just before we get into it, I just want to give a quick shout out to friend of the channel, Paul Wright, one of the nicest guys on the planet who operates a plumbing service in the Nottinghamshire area. Just going to very quickly show you the service you can get from this legend, and if you tell him you come from us, he'll give you 20% off with code FFTV. This is not a sponsorship, but this is just for someone who is a genuinely just amazing guy. Here you go. Okay, shout out to Paul. You can find his details in the description down below. I'll tell you what, and those pictures there are his handiwork. That ain't no Photoshop work or anything like that. Okay, let's get into the big news. And the big news is that Forest will get no points back from the appeal. And yet again, in fact, before I start kicking off, let me tell you what's been said, because this has come from The Athletic. Yes, The Athletic, the FA Athletic, the Premier League Athletic. No, a freaking journalism source. And they have said Nottingham Forest have been unsuccessful in the appeal against the 4 points penalty that was imposed on them. And I'm fuming. The article is very gumpy. The rest of it doesn't matter. It's the headline there. And that's come from David Ornstein and Daniel Taylor. Now, I am telling you that the club still haven't, at the time of recording this, been able to announce that they have had no points back, okay? This has been yet again leaked out by the Premier League to journalists to get it ahead of the game. Where's the integrity gone on it? In fact, where's the Premier League's integrity, full stop, on these matters? This is not acceptable that it's happened. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to this in a second, because I'm fuming about it. And it has to fall in to the conspiracy guys. The guys with the tinfoil hats on, shout out to you lot. Because why have they waited till after Forest beat Sheffield to decide that it's no points? Was there like 3 envelopes? Was this a Matrix red pill, blue pill scenario, man? Were they just waiting to see what result will best suit the agenda of the Premier League? Because if Forest were given all 4 points back, that's it. Relegation battle over. If Forest were given 1 point back, Burnley would technically be relegated, barring goal difference. If Forest had 2 points back, then basically Burnley are officially relegated and everyone would be crying off the pitch. Yet no one's talking about No one's talking about the fact that this decision wouldn't have dictated Burnley's fate. It would have been the way Burnley had played all season. And if Forest had been given 3 points back, that would have relegated them both technically on goal difference when you look at Luton. So I'm sorry, but I'm whipping out my tinfoil hat. This one definitely stinks of corruption. And you guys have been asking the correct question in the comments. Who are these people on the independent panel? What are their names? Who do they support? Who hired them? Who's paying for their wages? All these questions are things that need to be answered. And why, oh why, yet again, has the Premier League decided to leak it out to journalists? As we've told you for the last couple of weeks, we know nothing about what was going to happen because this is under NDAs. It's under lock and key, man. This is freaking more secure than the Nottingham castle, man. You couldn't infiltrate this if you wanted to, and anyone who would have leaked any information on this would have been hung, drawn and quartered. But it's okay when the Premier League do it, and it just shows you one, the lack of integrity that people have, because you've been hearing all week Forest are getting 2 points back. A lot of people saying Forest are getting 1 point back. All these BS people that have been coming out and saying these things. And this is why we are always honest with you guys and tell you we had no information on it, because they were absolutely chatting out of their anus, man. Jim Carrey settings in Ace Ventura, bending over, opening their butt cheeks up and chatting breeze out of it. But anyway, that's not the point here. The point here is, look, in the long term, will it impact Forest? Forest's fate is in their own hands. We already know that. Win against Chelsea and it's game over. Win against Burnley and we relegate them both. But that's not the point here. The point here is that why did they take so long to release the information? And the information isn't even officially released, as I said, at the time of recording this. But there are now questions that need to be answered. Now, the question is, do Forest have the right of yet another appeal against this? And the answer is technically no, not through the routes that are currently open to them on this appeal process. If Forest wanted to do anything, then it would have to become like an external legal matter. I don't know what the technical term is on it, but that's where we stand. I'm fuming about this. Because the other thing, and shout out to Everton because they got their points back, but when you look at how Everton's appeal went and Everton's second set of charges, they were given 2 points because technically it was broken down into 1 year out of the 3. So basically 2 is what they were saying when it came to their second set of charges. So why wasn't the same thing applied to Forest? Forest haven't breached for 3 years in a row. Forest got done for 1 year's worth of the PSR information rather than the 3 years, but were punished as if it was all 3 years. And when I read these notes, I'll be intrigued to see what it has to say about it. It's corruption. It's corruption. And I've got nothing against Everton getting their points back. Give them all their points back. But so should Forest. This is a financial breach which should be dealt with a financial penalty. And this goddamn corrupt Premier League is making it up as it goes along. And let's say it straight. 115. Manchester City with their alleged 115 charges, yet the silence is deafening on it right now. There are people who are getting cease and desist orders for just mentioning the fact that Man City have got 115 charges. The Premier League have come out and said, we will have a date soon. Really? Really? But you've dealt with Everton and Forest in swift time, but Man City will still sit there with their 115. Get your thoughts in down below. Once we've had the documents officially released, because I'll say it again, this is officially been announced. we'll give you an update on it all later on. If you've enjoyed the content, if you're angry, let me know in the comments down below, but start by hitting that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. Thank you to everyone who's donated to the PC fund. We're literally in the final embers of getting it through. So if you got a spare quid, I'll leave the link for you at the end screen. And go show some love to Paul, Lefty himself. If you need any plumbing work done, his details and contacts are in the description. I'm fuming. Come on, you Reds.